Hi, today we are going to discuss JEE Mains paper 8th January 2020, that second shift paper. That paper is not that much difficult. Only 20% of the questions are in difficult level. 30% of the questions are very easy type questions. Okay, and 50% are average questions. So overall the paper is not that much difficult. It's an average paper. And most number of questions came from conic section. There are 3 questions from conic section and 2 from sequence and series and 2 questions from application of derivatives. And it covers almost all the chapters. It touches almost all the chapters, and first year as well as second year almost the same number of questions came. Okay, then we can discuss the questions. So the first question, that question is from limits. Limit x tends to 0, integral 0 to x t sine 10t dt by x. In limit question, most of the question entrance we are doing by using LH rule. If question is in 0 by 0 form or infinity by infinity form, you can use L'Hospital rule. So we can apply LH rule. When you apply that limit in that f of x numerator, 0 to 0 will come. That means it's 0, and denominator is also 0. So it is 0 by 0 form. So just differentiate the numerator and denominator. Then it becomes limit x tends to 0, derivative of integral of t sine t 10t, that become x sine 10x. When you differentiate, the integral and derivatives will cancel, so x sine 10x by derivative of x is 1. Then just apply limit, you will get 0 into sine 0, so answer is 0. So very easy question. The first question, answer is A option. Then what about the second question? The length of the perpendicular from the origin on normal to the curve x square plus 2xy minus 3y square is equal to 0 at the point 2, 2. So we have to find the equation of the normal through the point 2, 2. 2, 2 is the point of contact. So first we can find out the slope. Just differentiate the given equation. You will get 2x plus 2x into y dash plus 2y into 1 minus 6y y dash is equal to 0. Just differentiate the given equation. And we can apply the point x2 y2. The point is 2, 2. So 2 2s are 4 plus 4y dash plus 4 minus 12y dash is equal to 0. So 4y dash minus 12y dash, that is minus 8y dash. So 8y dash is equal to 8. That implies y dash is equal to 1. So slope of the tangent to that curve is 1. Slope of the tangent is 1. Therefore slope of the normal is minus 1. So we got the slope of the normal, that is minus 1. Then we can write the equation of the normal, that is y minus 2. The point is 2, 2. So y minus 2 is equal to minus 1 into x minus 2. So x plus y is equal to 2 plus 2, that's equal to 4. Equation number 1. That is the equation of the normal. Now we got the equation of the normal. Then question, what is the perpendicular distance from the origin to a line? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is the equation of the line. Then the perpendicular distance from origin to the line is c by root of a square plus b square. So the perpendicular distance from origin to the line is 4 by root of 1 square plus 1 square, that is 4 by root 2. That is 2 root 2. So the length of the perpendicular from the origin to the line, that is 2 root 2, that is option D. D option is the answer. The next question is question from vector. A, B, two vectors are given. and C is a vector such that B cross C is equal to B cross A. The vector C is not given. One condition is given, B cross C is equal to B cross A. And C dot A is equal to 0. That also given. Then Z dot B is equal to what? So if you get the vector C, then you can find C dot B because B is already given in the question. So first you have to find C vector. So there is one condition is given for finding the vector C. The condition is B cross C. B cross C is same as B cross A. They given one condition for finding C, that is B cross C is equal to B cross A. Just take cross product with A on both sides. Then you will get A cross B cross C is equal to A cross B cross A. Just take cross product with A on both sides. Then A cross B cross C will be A dot C into B vector minus A dot B into C vector by the definition of A cross B cross C. A cross A dot C into B vector minus A dot B into C vector. That's equal to here A dot A into B vector, A dot A into B vector minus A dot B into A vector. Then what is A dot C? Already they given in the question C dot A is equal to 0. C dot A is same as A dot C. So A dot C is 0. So this term becomes 0. So this term becomes 0. Then minus. What is A dot B? Just take A dot B. That is A dot B is equal to A dot B we can find. That is 1 minus 2 into minus 1. That is plus 2. 1 into 1 that is 1. So 4. A dot B is 4. So minus 4 into vector C is equal to A dot A means modulus of A square. One vector square is same as its modulus square. So A dot A is mod A square. Modulus of A is root of 1 plus 4 plus 1, that is root 6. So root 6 square, that is 6. So 6 into B vector. B vector is I minus J plus K. I minus J plus K minus A dot B, that we already got. A dot B is 4. So 4 into A vector. A vector, that is I minus 2J plus K. I minus 2J plus K. That is minus 4C is equal to, minus 4C vector is equal to 6I minus 4I, that is 2I, minus 6J plus 8J, so 2J. 6K minus 4K, that is 2K. So we got C vector is equal to divided by 4, then 2 is common, that 2 and 4 cancel, 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 into I plus J plus K. Now we got the vector C, minus half into I plus J plus K. Then question is find C dot B. So we can find out C dot B. So C dot B is equal to, C dot B is equal to B, that is I minus J plus K. This is C. So minus half into 1 minus 1 plus 1. 1 minus 1 plus 1. I coefficient is 1. So 1 into 1 minus 1, 1. So cancel. So answer is minus half. So C dot B, its value is minus half is there. That is C option. So answer is C option. Then we can move to the next question. The next question from application of integrals. Application of integration. We studied how to find area between two curves. So this question from application of integration. So we can draw the graph of the functions. One is y is equal to x square. X square is equal to y is a parabola open upward. So x square is equal to y is a parabola open upward. We can draw a rough graph. It's a parabola open upward. That is y is equal to x square. Y is equal to x square. And y equal to 3 minus 2x is a straight line. Y equal to 3 minus 2x. Y is equal to 3 minus 2x. When x equal to 0, y is 3. When x equal to 0, y is 3. And y equal to 0, x is 3 by 2. That is 1.5. So this is the line. And this is the parabola. Then the area y less than or equal to 3 minus 2x means it's down, and y greater than or equal to x means x square means it's up. So the area is, the required area is this portion. So we need to find this area. Okay. So first of all we have to find this point. This point and this point. These 2 points we need to find. These points are the point of intersection of these 2 curves. So we can solve these curves. Y equal to 3 minus 2x and y is equal to x square. So you will get x square is equal to 3 minus 2x. So x square plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. That is x plus 3 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. Sum is 2 and product is minus 3. So you will get x equal to minus 3 and x equal to 1. So we got this point minus 3 and 1. So x equal to minus 3 and x equal to 1 are the 2 points. Therefore the required area is equal to, the area is equal to integral minus 3 to 1 upper curve, that is straight line, 3 minus 2x. So 3 minus 2x minus the lower curve, that is y equal to x square. So the area is integral minus 3 to 1, 3 minus 2x minus x square dx. That's equal to 3x minus 2x integral is x square minus x cube by 3 from minus 3 to 1. That's equal to first upper limit, that is 3 minus 1 minus 1 by 3 minus then lower limit, that is minus 3. So 3 into minus 3 minus 9 minus minus 3 square, that is 9 minus minus 3 cube by 3, that is minus 9, so it's plus 9. That plus 9 minus 9 cancel. So 3 minus 1, that is 2, 2 plus 9, that is 11. So 11 minus 1 by 3. So 33 minus 1, that is 32 by 3. So the answer is 32 by 3 square units. 32 by 3 is their first option. So the answer is first option, that is 32 by 3 square unit. That is the answer. Okay. So this is a question from application of integrals. Then we can move to the next question. That question is from matrix. So A is equal to matrix 9 2 9 4 and I is given, then 10 A inverse is equal to. So first we can write the characteristic equation. You know how to write the characteristic equation, that is determinant 2 minus x 2 9 4 minus x is equal to 0. That is 2 minus x into 4 minus x, 2 minus x into 4 minus x minus 18 is equal to 0. That is 8 minus 2x minus 4x, that is minus 6x plus x square minus 18 is equal to 0. That is x square minus 6x minus 10 is equal to 0. Therefore the characteristic equation of the matrix is a square minus 6a minus 10i is equal to 0. That implies 10i is equal to a square minus 6a. Then multiplied by a inverse, you will get 10a inverse is equal to a minus 6i. So 10a inverse is a minus 6i, that is C option. This question we can do in another way. One more method is there. A is given, just to find a inverse. If it is 2 by 2, you know how to find a inverse. Its a inverse is 1 by 8 minus 18, that is minus 10. 8 minus 18. So 1 by minus 10. These two numbers you have to change, 4, 2, and this one sign change, minus 2, minus 9. This is A inverse. Then 10 into A inverse is 10 A inverse is equal to 10 A inverse is equal to multiplied by 10. Then minus 4, 2, 9, minus 2. This is 10 A inverse. Okay, this is 10 A inverse. Then if you take A minus 6i, you will get the same answer. A minus 6i. That is A is this one, minus 6i. So 2 minus 6, you will get minus 4. The same answer will come. Okay, this is another method. So you can do this method or the other method. Find A inverse and verify which option is correct. Okay. Now the next question, that is from statistics. The mean and variance of 20 observations. So number of observations is 20. There are 20 observations. The mean, that is x bar, is equal to 10. The mean and variance, that is sigma square, that is equal to 4, are respectively. On checking, it was found that the observation 9 was incorrect and the correct observation is 11. Then the correct variance is. So there is a correction in that 9 was the incorrect, 9 is incorrect, and the correct observation is 11. So you have to change 9 as 11. Then what change will occur in the variance? That's the question. Find the correct variance. So x bar is 10. So what is the difference of these numbers? That is 2. Okay, that is 2 is the difference. So new x bar become 10 plus that difference is 2 by total number 20, that is 1 by 10. So is equal to 10.1. 10.1 is the new mean. New mean is 10.1. Then we need to find the new variance. The given variance is sigma xi square. Sigma xi square by n minus x bar square. This is 4. That is variance. That is sigma xi square by n, that is 20, minus x bar is 10, so it's 100, that's equal to 4. So sigma xi square is equal to 100 plus 4, that is 104 into 20. 104 into 20, that is sigma xi square. That is 2 into 104 is 208. So 2080, that is sigma xi square. Then the observation, the new sigma xi square, new sigma xi square become, new sigma xi square, it become 2080. You have to subtract this 9 square, because 9 we are going to change as 11. So 9 square, that is 9 square you have to subtract and 11 square you have to add. So 2080 minus 9 square, that is 81, plus 11 square, that is 121. So 121 minus 81, that is 40. So 2080 plus 40, that is 2120. That is new sigma xi square. Therefore the new variance is 2120 by 20 sigma xi square by n minus new mean square. New mean is 10.1, so 10.1 square, that's equal to, this cancel, 106, 212 by 2, that is 106, minus 10.1 square. So when you subtract, you will get 3.99 something. Okay, that is the answer, 3.99. So what change occur in mean? That means that difference by 20 will increase. Okay, 20 is the total number, that's why. So we can go to the next question. The differential equation of the family of curves x square is equal to 4b into y plus b form a differential equation. So there is an arbitrary constant, that is b. You just eliminate that arbitrary constant, you will get the differential equation. So x square is equal to 4by plus 4b square. That is the question. That is the equation of the curve. Just differentiate this equation with respect to x. Differentiate with respect to x. When you differentiate, it becomes 2x is equal to 4b y dash. 4b y dash plus 4b square becomes 0. Now you got 4b is equal to 2x by y dash. 4b is equal to 2x by y dash. That is b is equal to x by 2y dash. Just substitute this b in that equation. In the given equation, just substitute that b. So you will get x square is equal to 4y into b. B value is x by 2y dash plus 4b square. So 4 into b square, that is x square by 4y dash square. X square by 4y dash square. These 4 cancel. 2 4 cancel. Now throughout multiplied by 1 y dash square. When you multiply, it become y dash square into x square is equal to 2xy y dash. When you multiply y dash square, 1 y dash cancel. So 2xy y dash plus here it become x square. Y dash square cancel. Now an x is common in all the term. So 1x you can cancel. 1x is common in all the term. So answer is xy dash square minus 2y dash minus x is equal to 0. So the option xy dash square is equal to x plus 2y dash. The first option, xy dash square is equal to x plus 2y dash. The first option itself correct. Okay, so the correct answer is A option. So we got A option. Then the next one. If a hyperbola passes through the point P 10, 16 and it has vertices at plus or minus 6, 0. So A is given, the point P is given, that is 10, 16, and vertices, that is plus or minus A0. So A is equal to 6. Then the equation of the normal to it at P is. So we need to find B first. So the equation of the hyperbola is x square by a square, that is 36, minus y square by b square is equal to 1. That's the equation of the hyperbola. And that hyperbola, one of the point is given, that is 10, 16. So we can substitute that point here. 10, 16 is a point on the hyperbola. That implies 10 square, that is 100 by 36, minus 16 square, that is 256 by b square is equal to 1. 10, 16 is a point on that hyperbola. From that equation, 100 by 36 minus 1 is equal to 256 by b square. That is 64 by 64. 100 minus 36, 64 by 36 is equal to 256 by b square. 64 and 256 cancel 4 times. So you will get b square is equal to, that implies b square is equal to 36 into 4. Therefore b is equal to its root, that is 6 into 2 is equal to 12. So we got b, value of b is 12. Now we know the value of a and b. Then we can write the equation of the normal to the hyperbola. The equation of the normal to the hyperbola is a square x by x1 plus b square y by y1 is equal to a square plus b square. You already studied in conic section. Now what is a square? A square is 36. So 36x by x1. x1 is given. The point x1, y1 is 10, 16. So 10 plus b square. B square is 144. Y by y1. Y1 point is 16 is equal to a square plus b square. That is 36 plus 144. 36 plus 144, that is 180. 150 plus 30, 180. That is we can cancel throughout by 36. Here just reduce this equation. We can cancel in 12 table. So here it become 5 and 18. This 16 and 144. 9 times. 9 16 is 144. That is, then we can cancel 9 table. Here 2, here 1, here 20. Then take 5, cross here 5. So 2x plus 5y is equal to 100. Is there? B option. 2x plus 5y is equal to 100. So that is the answer. Okay, that is the equation of the normal to the curve. The next question, which of the following statement is a tautology? In the first shift, the same type one question is there, which of the following is a tautology? Another question is, this question you can do in two ways. One method by using the truth table, just draw the truth table and find out which column is fully true. That is tautology. A statement is fully true, we can say it's tautology. If fully false, it is fallacy or contradiction. So we can check the last case. Negation of P or negation Q implies P or Q. Implies P or Q. P implies Q. We know P implies Q is logically equivalent to negation P or Q. And negation of negation P is P. So this is P implies Q. That is negation P or Q. When you take negation of negation P or negation Q, that is P or negation Q. This is P, this one is Q. P implies Q is negation P or Q. Negation of negation P is P. So here this full is P, P implies Q. So negation of negation P or negation Q will come, that is P or negation Q implies P or Q. Implies or, not implies, it is or. P implies Q, this negation of negation P or Q or P or Q. Now this you can write P or negation Q or Q. Just distribute below. P or negation Q or P or Q. Then that is P or Q or negation Q, that is tautology. Q or negation Q, that is a tautology. Then tautology with or, any statement with take or with tautology is always tautology. So answer is tautology. So tautology is D option. If any other option you simplify, you won't get tautology. Tautology will satisfy only D option. Okay, so answer is D option. The next question is a very easy question from arithmetic progression, that is sequence and series question. If 10th term of an AP is 1 by 20, 10th term is 1 by 20, that is A plus 9D, that's equal to 1 by 20, and 20th term is 1 by 10, 20th term is 1 by 10, that is A plus 19D, that's equal to 1 by 10. Just minus both equation. A cancel, 19D minus 9D, that is 10D. 19D minus 9D, that is 10D, is equal to 1 by 10 minus 1 by 20. That is 10D is equal to 20 minus 10, that is 10 by 10 into 20, that is 200. 10 cancel. So we got D is equal to 1 by 200. D is equal to 1 by 200. Just substitute in the first equation. Then A plus 9 by 200. 9 into D, 9 into 1 by 200 is equal to 1 by 20. Therefore, A is equal to 1 by 20 minus 9 by 200. Just multiply 110 here. Now it is 200. So 10 minus 9, that is 1 by 200. So we got A is equal to 1 by 200 and D is equal to 1 by 200. Then find the sum of the first 200 terms. So sum of first 200 terms is S200 is equal to S200 is equal to 200 by 2 into 2a, that is 2 into 1 by 200 plus 200 minus 1, that is 199 into d. d is 1 by 200. n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 d. Now 200 is common. 200, 200, 200 will cancel. Then 199 plus 2, that is 201. So answer is 201 by 2. That's equal to 100.5. That is 100 and a half. So answer is 100 and a half. That is D option. Okay. So D option is the correct answer. Yes. Another question is from complex numbers, quadratic equation and complex numbers. And that one question is there. Minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2. That is cube root of unity. We studied cube root of unity, omega and omega square. Minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2 and minus 1 minus I root 3 by 2. That are the values of omega and omega square. So here minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2 is given alpha, that we can put omega. So alpha is equal to omega. We know the properties of omega. Omega cube, omega power is a multiple of 3. Answer is 1. And 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. These are the properties of omega, cube root of unity. Omega cube or omega power is a multiple of 3. Answer is 1. And 1 plus omega square is 0. Okay, all are the properties. Then A and B are given. If A and B are the roots of a quadratic equation, so find the quadratic equation, its roots are A and B. So first we have to find out the value of A and B. After that, find out the equation. So how to find A? A is given 1 plus alpha into A is equal to 1 plus alpha into sigma k equal to 0 to 100 alpha raised to 2k. Alpha is omega. So we have to put omega k is equal to 0, then omega raised to 0, that is 1, then k equal to 1, that is omega square, omega raised to 4, plus etc. The last term, when k equal to 100, that is omega raised to 200. That is omega raised to 0 is 1. So 1 plus omega square plus omega raised to 4 plus etc. This one is a GP. With the first term is 1 and common ratio is omega square. So we can apply the sum, 1 plus alpha into A into, that is 1 into R, that is omega square, raised to N. How many terms are there? Here 2 to 200, 100 terms are there. Then 1 0 is there. So 101 terms. A into R raised to N minus 1 by R minus 1. R is omega square. N is 101. That's equal to 1 plus alpha is omega. Okay, alpha is omega. So 1 plus omega into omega raised to 202 minus 1 by omega minus 1 into omega plus 1. Omega square minus 1, that is omega minus 1 into omega plus 1. Omega plus 1 cancel. Then what is omega raised to 202? That is multiple of 3 plus 1. 202, 2 plus 2, 4. When you divide by 3, the remainder become 1. Remainder is 1, then it is omega. Remainder is 2, then it is omega square. Remainder is 0, then answer is 1. So omega power, if you want to find any power, omega raised to 100 or 1000, you or this number, you just add the digits. So 4 plus 2, 5, 6 plus 1, 7. Divide by 3. What's the remainder you are getting? So 7 by 3 you will get remainder is 1. Remainder 1 means it's omega. Remainder 2, omega square. Remainder 3 won't come because when we are dividing by 3. So remainder 0 means answer is 1. Remainder is 1, it's omega. Remainder is 2, it's omega square. So 202, when you divide by 3, you will get a remainder as 1. That means it is omega. So omega minus 1 by omega minus 1. Cancel. So answer is 1. So we got A. The value of A is 1. The value of A we got 1. The next find B. What is B? B is equal to sigma k equal to 0 to 100 omega raised to 3k. So when you put 0, omega raised to 0 plus omega raised to, when you put k equal to 1, it become omega cube. K equal to 2, it become omega raised to 6 plus etc. omega raised to 300. So this is 1, omega raised to 3, omega cube is also 1. Omega power is a multiple of 3, or when you divide by 3, remainder is 0. All these are multiples of 3, so it's 1, etc. 1. How many terms are there here? This 300 times. This is 100 times plus one more time. So total 101 times. If you add 101 times, it is 101. Or from here itself you can say omega raised to 3k is 1. Omega raised to 3k is what? 1. And sigma k equal to 0 to 100. 0 to 100 total 101 times. So 101 times, if you add 1, the answer is 101. So we got B is 101. So the two roots we got, one root is 1 and the other root is 101. Alpha and beta. Here alpha and beta are A and B. If two roots are given, you know how to write the equation. That is x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta equal to 0. Sum of the roots and product of the roots is given. This is the equation. So x square minus alpha plus beta, that is 102. 101 plus 1, 102x plus alpha beta, 1 into 101, that is 101, is equal to 0. That is the equation. Sum of the roots and product of the roots is given. This is the quadratic equation. So we got answer x square minus 102x plus 101 is equal to 0. That is B option. Correct answer is B option. X square minus 102x plus 101 is equal to 0. This question from complex numbers. Okay. The next one. Let S be the set of all functions f from closed interval 0, 1 to real numbers. S is the set of all functions from closed interval 0, 1 to real numbers, which are continuous on closed interval 0, 1 and differentiable on open interval 0, 1. Then for every f in S, there exists a C element of 0, 1 depending on f. Then which of the following is correct? In this question, if you take f of x as k, here it is constant function. If you take constant function f of x equal to k, S is set of all function from 0, 1 to R. So I am going to consider f function, that is constant function. If you take f of x as constant function, then all these three inequalities will not satisfy, because when you take, if you apply this in any inequality, in the first inequality when you apply f of c, if constant function, you know, any number you can put, answer is always map into k. So f of c will be k minus f of 1 will be k less than 1 minus c into f dash of c. F dash of x will be 0 because its constant derivative is 0. So f dash of c will be 0. So it becomes 0. And here it is 0 less than 0. 0 less than 0 we can't say. That means these all the three inequalities will not satisfy if the function is a constant function. Similarly, if you take f of x as x square, f of x is equal to x square, and f of x equal to x square, if you apply here, it won't satisfy f of x equal to x square. That means no option is correct in this question. Okay, no option, it's a bonus question, no option is correct in this question. Then we can move to the next question. Let A and B are two events such that the probability that exactly one of them occur is 2 by 5 and the probability that A or B occur is 1 by 2. Then the probability of both of them occur together is, that's a question. So probability of A and B are two events, the probability of exactly one of them occur, we know that exactly one of them occur means this is A, this is B. Exactly one occur means this portion. If you want to find this portion, that is probability of A minus probability of A intersection B. A minus A intersection B is this portion. This is exactly 1 and the other is here exactly 1. That is probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Probability of B minus A intersection B is this portion. Probability of A minus A intersection B is this portion. This sum is given how much? That is 2 by 5. That is exactly one of them occur. That is A difference B union B difference A. That is 2 by 5. And A or B occur is 1 by 2. That is P of A union B. A or B means A union B, that is 1 by 2. We know P of A union B is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. That's equal to 1 by 2. Then we can substitute this. P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B is here. So what is that? 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 minus P of A intersection B, that's equal to 2 by 5. Substitute this in equation number 1. This value just substitute there. Now 1 by 2 minus 2 by 5 is equal to P of A intersection B. That implies P of A intersection B is equal to P of A intersection B is equal to 5 minus 4, that is 1 by 10. So answer is 1 by 10, that is 0.1. So correct answer is D option, 0.1. Okay, that is the correct answer. It's a first year probability question. The next question. That question is from integration. I is equal to integral 1 to 2 dx by 1 time cubic equation. Then which the maximum and minimum value of I square is the question. So we can consider f of x is equal to 1 divided by root of 2x cube minus 9x square plus 12x plus 4. Just consider f of x as this function. Then just find f dash of x. What is f dash of x? So f dash of x is equal to, this is all raised to minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 into u raised to minus 1 by 2 minus 1, it is minus 3 by 2. So when you take denominator 3 by 2, 2x cube minus 9x square plus 12x plus 4 power 3 by 2 into u raised to minus 1 by 2. U raised to minus 1 by 2 derivative is minus 1 by 2 into u raised to minus 3 by 2. So when you take u to the denominator, u raised to 3 by 2. This is u raised to 3 by 2 into this one derivative, 2x cube. 2 into x cube is 3x square. So 6x square minus 9 into 2x. So 18x plus 12x is 12 plus 4 is 0. That's equal to 1, 6 is common. So 6 by 2 minus 1 by 3. 6 is common, that you can take out. 6 and 2 cancel 3. So minus 1 by 3 into x square minus 3x plus 2 divided by 2x cube minus 9x square plus 12x plus 4 all power 3 by 2. That's equal to minus 1 by 3 into, this you can factorize, x minus 2, x minus 1. So x minus 2 into x minus 1 divided by 2x cube minus 9x square plus 12x plus 4 all power 3 by 2. Now if you look at here, this is f dash of x. So we got two critical points, x equal to 2 and x equal to 1. So x equal to 2 and x equal to 1 are the local maximum and local minimum value. So you got 2 points, maximum point and minimum point, that is 1 and 2. Okay, that 1 and 2. So the maximum and minimum values in between 1 and 2. Then we can find out the maximum and minimum values. So the maximum and minimum values, first f of 1 and f of 2. So f of 1 is equal to 1 divided by root of, just put x equal to 1 here, that is 2 minus 9 plus 12 plus 4. That's equal to 1 by 12 plus 4, that is 16 plus 2, 18 minus 9, that is 9, that is 3, root 9, 3. So we got f of 1 value is 1 by 3. Similarly, we can find f of 2 value, f of 2 become 1 divided by root of 2 into 2 cube, 2 cube is 8, so 16 minus 2 square is 4, 4 nines are 36 plus 2 12s are 24 plus 4. That's equal to 1 by root of 24 plus 16, that is 40, 40 minus 36, that is 4, 4 plus 4, that is 8, or root 8, 1 by root 8. This is the value of I lies between 1 by 3 and 1 by root 8. Okay, then square, I square will be 1 by 9, I square will be lies in between 1 by 9 and 1 by 8. So we can say 1 by 9 less than or equal to I square less than or equal to 1 by 8. Just square on both sides. This is I lies in the interval 1 by 3 to 1 by 3 less than or equal to I less than or equal to 1 by root 8. Just square on both sides, you'll get 1 by 9 less than or equal to I square. Not less than or equal to, less than. Okay, less than I square. So which option is correct? Option 1 by 9. I square is in between 1 by 9 and 1 by 8. Yes, B option. So correct answer is B option. Okay, I square is lies between 1 by 9 and 1 by 8. Then the next question. F is a function from open interval 1, 3 to R, be a function defined by x into greatest integer x by 1 plus x square. The range of f is, we need to find the range of f. So first we can write the function as 1 to 3. We know 1 to 2, the greatest integer value is 1, and 2 to 3, its value is 2. So you can split that interval. 1 to 3 you can write 1 to 2. If x belongs to 1 to 2, x belongs to 1 to 2, in between 1 and 2, its greatest integer value will be 1, 1.5, its greatest integer is 1, 1.3, it's 1. So x by 1 plus x square, that time this greatest integer become 1, so 1x by 1 plus x square. And x is in between 2, including 2 and 3, close to open, open, close, 2, 3. So when x equal to 2, that time is also, this one value is 2, that's why. So 2, that time greatest integer is 2, so 2x by 1 plus x square. So x is lies in 2 to 3, it becomes 2x by 1 plus x square, and x is in between 1 to 2, x by 1 plus x square. Now we got f of x. Then find the range. Okay, find the range of that. We know that this function x by 1 plus x square, so when x increases, the function value will decrease, so it's a decreasing function. When x increases, the function value will decrease. If you draw the graph left to right, the graph will come down. That means a decreasing function. Decreasing function, the smaller value, when you put x equal to larger value, you will get the smaller answer. So x equal to 2, if you give 2 by x equal to 2, here you can give x equal to 2, here you give 2 by 1 plus 2, that is 2 by 3, 2 by 3, and x equal to 1, we know range means that answer lies in the interval. So x lies in the interval 1 to 2, so when you put x equal to 2, the answer is 2 by 3, and x equal to 1, the answer is 1 by 2. Union, then x equal to 3, the answer become 2 3s are 6, 6 by 10, and x equal to 2, the answer become 4 by 5, 4 by 5, and 2 is included because one open interval 1 to 3, so the 2 is there, and 2, when x equal to 2, that time it become greatest, it become 2, so 2 is included here. Okay, so that's why when you put 2, that time you have to put closed bracket. Okay, so answer is 2 by 3. Why? When x given 1, that time you got answer is what? 1 by 2, greater answer, and 2, that time smaller answer, because the function is decreasing. Or the smaller value first you have to write in the open interval first, then larger value second. So answer is 2 by 3 to 1 by 2 union 6 by, when you put 1 it become 1 by 2, when you put 2 it become 5, not 2 by 3, it's 2 by 5, 2 by 2 square plus 2 square is 4, 4 plus 1 5, 2 by 5, and we can simplify 2 by 5, 1 by 2, open union 6 by 10 you can cancel, it become 3 by 5, 3 by 5, comma 4 by 5 closed. So what is answer? 2 by 5, 1 by 2 union 3 by 5 closed 4 by 5, that is B option. So the correct option is B option. Okay, B is the correct answer. Then the next question, 66th question, the mirror image of the point 1, 2, 3 in a plane. So 1, 2, 3 is a point P, that is 1, 2, 3. This point, its mirror image in a plane. So plane, this is a plane, mirror. This is the mirror plane, and mirror image is, the mirror image is minus 7 by 3, minus 4 by 3, minus 1 by 3. That is a mirror image P dash. Then which of the following point lies on the plane? So if you join P dash, P dash will be normal to the plane. So P and P dash, you know, P and P dash. So we can find out by using these 2 points, we can find out the direction ratios of that line. That direction ratio will be normal to the plane because P dash, that plane mirror image is, that mirror image of the point P is P dash. So line joining P dash will be always perpendicular to that plane. Okay, so the direction ratios of P dash is, the direction ratios of P dash is 1 minus 7 by 3. That is 3 plus 7, 10 by 3. Next is 2 minus 4 by 3. That is 6 plus 4, 10 by 3. Next is 3 minus 1 by 3. So 3 3s are 9 plus 1, 10 by 3. If it is ratio, you can cancel by common number. So 10 by 3 you can cancel by 10 by 3. Now you got the direction ratios of the plane. Direction ratios normal to the plane is 1 1 1. So we can write the equation of the plane. Equation of the plane is ax plus by plus cz plus d is equal to 0. Now a, b, c we got 1 1 1. Therefore the equation of the plane is x plus y plus z plus d is equal to 0. Equation number 1. Okay, and when you take the midpoint of P dash, that will be this point. This point Q is a point on the plane. Q is a point on the plane. So if you find out that midpoint, you will get the point Q. That Q is lies on the plane. So what is the midpoint of this one? That is 1 minus 7 by 3. 1 minus 7 by 3. 1 plus minus 7 by 3 by 2. Comma 2 minus 4 by 3 by 2. Comma 3 minus 1 by 3 by 2. The point Q. That is Q is 3 minus 7. 3 minus 7, that is minus 4. Minus 4 by 2, that is minus 2. So minus 2 by 3. 2 3s are 6. 6 minus 4, 2. 2 cancel. So 1 by 3. 3 3s are 9. 9 minus 1, that is 8. 8 2 cancel 4. So 4 by 3. So we got the point Q. So we can substitute that point in this equation. Equation number Q is a point on the plane. So it should satisfy the equation of the plane. So x, that is minus 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 4 by 3 plus d is equal to 0. Minus 2, 4 minus 2, that is 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So 3 by 3, that is 1. So we got d is equal to minus 1. 4 plus 1, 5 minus 2, 3. 3 by 3. So we got d is equal to minus 1. When d is equal to minus 1, we got x plus y plus z is equal to d. That is d is 1 is equal to minus d, that is 1. Plus minus 1 is equal to 0. So x plus y plus z is equal to 1 we got. That is the equation of the plane. Then which of the following point lies on this plane? Now we got the equation of the plane. Then which point satisfies this? That will be the answer. So x plus y plus z is equal to 1 in which case? In the first point, that is 1 1 1, if you put 3 will come. It is not 1. So first one is wrong. Second one, 1 minus 1 1. So 1 plus minus 1 plus 1, that become 1. So second answer is correct. Second option is correct. Third option, minus 1 plus 1. Minus 1 will come, but it is 1. It is wrong. Last option, minus 3 will come. That also wrong. So the correct option is B option. Okay, B is the correct answer. Then 67th question. The system of linear equations. 3 system of equations are given. No solution when lambda is equal to 8. Unique solution when lambda is equal to minus 8. No solution when lambda is equal to 2. Infinitely many solution when lambda is equal to 2. So first you have to find its delta, determinant value. Any consistency question, first you have to find out the determinant value. So the determinant value will be lambda 2, 2. Lambda 2, 2. 2 lambda 3 5 and 4 lambda 6. 4 lambda 6. That is the determinant. That's equal to lambda into 18 minus 5 lambda minus 2 into 12 lambda minus 20. 12 lambda minus 20 plus 2 into 2 lambda square minus 12. That is 18 lambda minus 5 lambda square minus 24 lambda plus 40 plus 4 lambda square minus 24. Then lambda equal to 0, then only no solution, unique solution when lambda is equal to minus 8. No solution when lambda is equal to 2, infinitely many solution. First and third and fourth, all these options when lambda is equal to 0. And second option, unique solution when lambda is equal to minus 8. That one only when delta not equal to 0. Okay. So this one is equal to, here 4 lambda square is there, minus 5 lambda square is there. So minus lambda square. 18 lambda minus 24 lambda. So minus 6 lambda. Minus 6 lambda. Then 40 minus 24. So plus 16. 16 is equal to 0. Or is equal to lambda square plus 6 lambda minus 16. Now we can factorize it. Sum 6 and product is minus 16. So 8 and 2 plus 8 and minus 2. So lambda plus 8 into lambda minus 2. Lambda plus 8 into lambda minus 2. Okay, so minus 16 and plus 6. Now what is the second option? A unique solution when lambda is equal to minus 8. When lambda is equal to minus 8, it becomes 0. If delta equal to 0, you won't get in a unique solution. That is the inconsistency case or infinite number of solution. So lambda is equal to minus 8, unique solution means second option is wrong. Lambda is equal to minus 8, unique solution is given. That option is wrong. Then three options you have left. 2, no solution when lambda equal to 8. No solution when lambda is equal to 2. Infinitely many solution when lambda is equal to 2. So we have to find delta 1. Now we got delta. Then you have to find delta 1 or delta 2 or delta 3. If any one is non-zero, we can say that that system of equation inconsistent and it has no solution. So just find delta 1. So delta 1 become that first column you change into constant type, that is 5, 8, 10. Constants is 5, 8, 10. 5, 8, 10. Then 2, 3 lambda. 2, 3 lambda. Then 2, 5, 6. 2, 5, 6. That is equal to 5 into 18 minus 5 lambda. 18 minus 5 lambda. Minus 2 into 48 minus 50 plus 2 into 8 lambda minus 30. 8 lambda minus 30. That is 5 into 18. That is 90 minus 25 lambda minus 2 into 48, that is 96. No, 48 minus 50, that is minus 2. So plus 4. Plus 4. Then 2 into 8 lambda, that is 16 lambda minus 60. That's equal to minus 25 lambda plus 16 lambda, that is minus 9 lambda. Then 90 minus 60, that is 30. 30 plus 4, that is 34. Plus 34. So we got minus 9 lambda plus 34. If you put lambda is equal to 2, what is the answer? When lambda is equal to 2, we got two values for lambda, that is 2 and minus 8. When lambda is equal to 2, it become minus 18 plus 34, that is not equal to 0. That means when lambda is equal to 2, the delta 1 is non-zero. If delta is 0, when lambda is equal to 2, delta becomes 0. And delta 1 is non-zero. Then we can say that that system of equations are inconsistent and has no solution when lambda is equal to 2. So the correct answer is no solution when lambda is equal to 2. That is C option. C option is the correct answer. D option, infinitely many solution when lambda is equal to 2. That is wrong. If answer is 0, then we can say infinitely many solution when lambda is equal to 2. Okay. But here no solution when lambda is equal to 2. That is the answer. Then we can move to the next question. The next question. Let S be the set of all real roots of the equation. Then S contain exactly 2 elements, is a singleton, is an empty set, contain at least 4 elements. Okay. So we can put 3 raised to x as a or y, or x we can put, simply a we can put, a is equal to 3 power x. Then it become a into a minus 1 plus 2 is equal to a minus 1, modulus of a minus 1 plus modulus of a minus 2, where a is equal to 3 power x. Now this is two equations. Y is equal to a square minus a plus 2 is one equation, and y is equal to mod a minus 1 plus mod a minus 2. Okay, when you equate, you will get a square minus a plus 2 and mod a minus 1 plus mod a minus 2. If the question find the number of real roots, these type of questions we can do by graphically. So we can check, just draw a rough graph, from that we can identify. First curve, y equal to a square minus a plus 2, y equal to x square minus x plus 2. That one is a parabola. Y is equal to x square is a parabola open upward, so it's a parabola. When you put x equal to 0, a equal to 0, this is a. This x axis we can mark a, and y axis we can mark the values of y. Okay, so x equal to 0, y is equal to 2, y is equal to 2, and x equal to 1, then y is again 2, and x equal to minus 1, it become minus 1 square, that is 1, minus minus 1, that is plus 1 plus 2, so it become 4. X equal to minus 1, it become 4. This is 2, 3, 4. So this is the parabola. It's a parabola like this. That one is first. Then second one, that is y equal to a square minus, y is equal to a square minus a plus 2. The next is y is equal to mod a minus 1 plus mod a minus 2. When a equal to 0, x equal to 0, mod minus 1, that is 1, mod minus 2, that is 2, 1 plus 2, 3. So it become 3 here. Then x equal to 1, this becomes 0, here 1 will come, 1 minus 2, that is 1. And x equal to 2 is again, here 0, 2 minus 1, 1 will come. And x equal to 3, this become 2, here it become 1, so 3 will come. When x equal to 3, this become 2, 3 minus 2 become 1, so answer is 3. X equal to 3, y is also 3. So the second curve will be like this, and x equal to minus 1. When minus 1, this become minus 1, minus 2, its mode is 2, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, plus 3, so 5. X equal to minus 1, the answer is 5. X equal to minus 1, answer is 5. Here it is 4, here it is 5. Now the line, the line will be like this. Okay, so x equal to minus 1, this become 4, this become 5. That means these two curves will go like this, it won't meet. Okay. Okay, this it won't meet. So how many points it intersects? That is the number of solution. So here only one point it intersects. Only one point these two curves will intersect. Okay, so the number of solution is 1. So answer is singleton set. So B is the answer. Answer is a singleton set. The next question. Alpha and beta are the coefficients of x raised to 4 and x square respectively in the expansion of these two. Then find out these values. So we can expand that one. That is a plus b all raised to 6 plus a minus b all raised to 6. We know a plus b all raised to n plus a minus b all raised to n. That is 2 times even terms will exist. 2 times. So the answer become 2 times even terms. So 2 times NC0, n is 6. So 6C0 x raised to 6 plus 6C2 x raised to 4 and root x square minus 1 square, that is x square minus 1 plus 6C4 x square and root x square minus 1 raised to 4, that is x square minus 1 all raised to 2 plus 6C6 x raised to 0 and root x square minus 1 all power 6 will come, that is x square minus 1 the whole cube. That is 2 times. 2 times. These terms, when you expand these terms, we need only x raised to 4 coefficient and x raised to 4 and x square coefficient. Alpha is the coefficient of x raised to 4. So we can write the coefficient of x raised to 4. In this term there is no x power 4 term. Here minus 1 into x raised to 4 you will get 1 term. So minus 6c2 is there. Minus 6c2. So 2 into minus 6c2 will be there. Minus 6c2 will be there. Minus 1 into 6c2 into x raised to 4. Then when you expand this one, x raised to 4 minus 2x square plus 1. That minus 2x square into x square, it will be x raised to 4. So minus 2 into 6c4. Minus 2 into 6c4 will be there. And in this term, x raised to 6 minus 3x raised to 4, 3a square b. In that 3a square b term, a square means x square square, that is x raised to 4. So minus 3a square b. So 3a square b that term. So 6 is 1. And next is 3ab, then b cube. So these are the terms. These are the terms which contains x raised to 4. So 2 is there. So answer is minus 6c2. 6c2 minus 6c2 will be, minus is common in all the time. So we can take. So 6c2 is 6 into 5 by 2. That is 15. Minus 2 into 6c4 is 6c2. That is 15. Minus 3 into 6c1 is 6. 6 is 1. So 3. So answer is plus, minus take out. So minus of 3 5s are 15. 15 plus 30, that is 45, 48. So minus 2 into is there. So minus 2 into 40, that is minus 96. So we got alpha is equal to minus 96. The next find beta. Beta, what is beta? Beta is the terms. Beta is equal to coefficient of x square. The coefficient of x square. So in this term there is no x square. Here there is no x square. And in this term, last a minus b whole square, when you expand, a square minus 2ab plus 1 will be there. That plus 1 into x square is there. So 1 into 6c4. So 6c4 is there. 6c4. 1 x square term is here. And in this term, a cube, that is x raised to 6 will come. 3a square, x raised to 4 will come. Plus 3ab, that time 3x square will come. So 3 into 6 is 6. So plus 3. 3 into, that is plus 3. So we got minus 2 into 6c4 is 6c2. 6c2 is 15. So 15 plus 3 is 18. So 2 into 18 is 36. So we got that number is 36. 36. Then minus 96 and 36 we got two numbers. So minus 96 per alpha minus beta. Alpha minus beta is minus 96 minus 36. Minus 96 minus 36 is minus 132. So that is the correct answer, D option. Okay, so alpha minus beta is equal to minus 132 is the correct answer. Okay, then we can move to the next question. The next question, the line y equal to mx plus c is a tangent to the circle, that circle, and it is perpendicular to the line L1, and L1 is the tangent to that circle at the point 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. So first we can find the slope of the tangent of this curve. So that curve slope, if you want to find, just differentiate that curve. So x square plus y square is equal to 1 is the curve. At the point 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, we need to find its slope of the tangent. So just differentiate it. 2x plus 2y y dash is equal to 0. X square is 2x plus y square is 2y y dash is equal to 0. Then just substitute, then 2 is cancelled. So y dash is equal to minus x by y. Y dash is equal to minus x by y. That is minus 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2. It's cancelled, so minus 1. So we got slope of that line is slope of L1. Slope of the line L1. Slope of L1. L1 is tangent to the circle. So slope of L1 is minus 1. Then that line is perpendicular to this tangent. So y equal to mx plus c. That line is perpendicular to that. Therefore, slope m is equal to, if it is perpendicular, take the reciprocal and sign change. So it is 1. Slope m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So just take that line is perpendicular. So slope of that line y equal to mx plus c, that m is equal to 1. So m equal to 1 means the slope of the line is y is equal to x plus c. Y equal to x plus c is the tangent, that is x minus y plus c is equal to 0. That is that line is the tangent to that circle. Okay, then what is the center of that circle? X minus 3 whole square plus y square. So x minus 3 whole square plus y square, its center is 3 comma 0. The circle center, this given circle center is 3 comma 0 and its radius is 1 unit. Okay, and you know that y equal to mx plus c, this is that circle, this is the circle, and y equal to mx plus c is a tangent, this is a tangent, and this one is the center. So center point is 3 comma 0, and the radius is 1 unit, This is x minus y plus c is equal to 0. We know that tangent is always perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. So this distance is a perpendicular distance from this line to the center. That is the radius. So we can apply that condition. The perpendicular distance from this line to the center is the radius. So the perpendicular distance is modulus of, perpendicular distance from that point is modulus of, just substitute that point here. So x, it is 3 minus 0 plus c by root of a square plus ax1 plus by1 plus c by root of a square plus b square. That is a perpendicular distance equation. So root of a square plus b square is 1 square plus 1 square minus 1 square. That is equal to radius 1. That is modulus of 3 plus c by root 2. That's equal to 1. That is 3 plus c is equal to root 2. 3 plus c is equal to root 2. Then squaring on both sides. You will get 9 plus 6c square plus c square is equal to 2. So c square plus 6c. So c square plus 6c plus 7 is equal to 0. So answer is c square plus 6c plus 7 is equal to 0. C square plus 6c plus 7 is equal to 0 is there. That is C option. Okay, C option will be the correct answer. Okay, C option is the correct answer. Just find the value of m. After that, you will get the equation of the tangent. Then the perpendicular distance from that line to the center, that will be the radius. Just apply that condition, you will get the answer. Okay. Then what is the next question? The next question is, the line y equal to mx intersects the parabola y square is equal to x at the point P. So this is the parabola, y square is equal to x, parabola open rightward, and a line. This is the line y is equal to mx intersected P other than the origin. Let the tangent at P meet the x-axis at the point Q. The area of triangle QOP, OPQ is this triangle. That triangle area is 4 square units. Then m is equal to. Then what is the value of m? That's a question. Okay. So y square equal to x is the parabola. So we can take that point P. We can write the parametric equation. So x is t square comma t. If you put y equal to t, it becomes t square, x is t square, then t square equal to t square, satisfied. So t square t is the point parametric equation of the parabola. So we can write point t square comma t. Then we can write the equation of the tangent. So this is the point of contact. First we have to find the slope. So just differentiate the equation. So y square equal to x is the given curve. Y square is equal to x. So just differentiate. You will get 2y y dash is equal to 1. So y dash is equal to what? 1 by 2y. Then the point y1 is t. So 1 by 2t. So we got slope of the tangent is 1 by 2t. Slope of the tangent is 1 by 2t. Then the equation of the tangent is y minus y1. Y1 is t is equal to 1 by 2t into x minus x1. That is x minus t square. x1 y1 is t square comma t1. This is x1 y1. And m is equal to 1 by 2t. Now we got the equation of the tangent. Okay, and these tangents meet the x-axis at Q. So this tangent meet the x-axis. At that time the y-coordinate becomes 0. So we can put y equal to 0. Meet the x-axis. That means y equal to 0. It become minus t is equal to 1 by 2t into x minus t square. That is minus 2t square. 2t into t. Minus 2t square is equal to x minus t square. That implies x is equal to minus 2t square plus t square. It is minus t square. So x is equal to minus t square. Therefore the point Q is. Therefore the point Q is. Therefore the point Q is x is minus t square comma y is 0. So we got this point minus t square comma 0. Okay. Then area of this triangle is given. Area of this triangle is given, that is 4 unit. So we can write area is equal to 4 unit. We can apply that condition. Area is equal to 4 unit. So area is equal to 4 unit. So half into. We can take this as the base. Okay. So this distance will be, this point is 0 t square minus t square. So this distance will be t square. So half into t square into, and height, this will be the height. That height is y coordinate, that is t. Okay, that y coordinate will be the height, that is t. So we got t cube by 2. T cube by 2. That area is equal to 4 is given. So plus or minus 4 we can give. So t cube by 2 is equal to 4. Then t cube is equal to 8. T cube is equal to 8. That implies t is equal to 2. So we got t is equal to 2. Then if t is equal to 2, then the question, find the slope, find the value of m. Y equal to mx intersects a parabola at P. Then question, find the value of m. So we need to find the value of m. Okay. So m is equal to 1 by 2t. Slope of the tangent we got. Slope of the tangent is 1 by 2t. Now we got t is equal to 2. Then this line equation is y equal to mx. Y is equal to mx. And the point is t square comma t, we can substitute there. So t equal to m into t square. T is equal to m into t square. So 1 t cancel. So m is equal to 1 by t. So m is equal to 1 by t. T we got 2. So 1 by 2. So answer is 0.5. So the answer is 0.5. 0.5 is the answer. Okay. After getting the value of t, just write the equation y equal to mx is this line. That line, one point is P. P is a point on that line. So y equal to mx should satisfy this point t square comma t. Just substitute there. So t equal to mt square you will get. From that m is equal to 1 by t will get. T is equal to 2. So answer is 1 by 2, 0.5. The next question. The number of 4-letter words with or without meaning that can be formed from the 11 letters of the word. 11 letters of the word examination is. So we need to form a 4-letter word from that 11-letter word examination. So you have to write all the repetitions. How many letters are repeating? E only one E is there. X only one. A, two A's are there. So A, there are two A's are there. N, there are two N. Two N's are there. Two I is there. I, there are two I. Then remaining E, X, M, E, X, M, E, X, M, T, O. T, O. So now 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 1, 11. Now 11 letters. Okay, these are the 11 letters. So we have to form a 4-letter word. So there are 3 possible cases are there. The first one, suppose all the letters are different. All the letters are different. If all the letters are different, that means all the letters are different, no repetition. So in that case, total how many different letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in that case, you have to take from that 8 letters, you have to take 4 letter from 8 letter. How many ways you can select? That is 8C4 ways. The total number, and that 4 you can arrange in 4 factorial ways. So 8C4 into 4 factorial plus. First you have to select 4 letters, that is 4 different letters. So here total 8 letters are there. From that 8 letter you have to choose 4 letter, and that 4 letter arrange. You will get different words. That you can arrange in 4 factorial. All the 4 are different, so no need to divide anything. Then next you can take 2 repetition, and 2 are different. That means total 3 different letters. 2 letters are same. 2 letters are same. Here all the letters are different. Next 2 letters are same. 2 letters are same means you have to select one from here. Now 2 A's are there, 2 N are there, 2 I are there. So from that you want to select one. So 3C1. That you can select in 3C1 ways. 3C1 ways you can select one from here. And so only one we selected. Then remaining 7 letters are there. From that 7 letters you want to choose 3. Okay. From these 3 you have to choose one. Any one is repeating. 2 A's or 2 N or 2 I is included in that 4-letter word. That means any one is repeating. So first you want to choose any one from here. That is 3 are there. From that you have to choose one. That is 3C1 ways. Now suppose you choose that A, then remaining 7 letters are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From that 7 remaining 3 you have to choose. Now 4 you choose. So into 4 factorial. In that 2 are repetition. So by 2 factorial. So into 4 factorial by 2 factorial. Plus the next case is all the 4 are 2 repeating here and 2 repeating here. That means you want to choose. From these 3 you have to choose 2. From these 3 you have to choose 2. And no need to choose anything from the remaining 7C0. Okay, no need to choose anything because 4 we got. 2 each, 2N, 2A or 2N. That you can arrange in 4 factorial by 2 factorial ways. Into 2 factorial because 2 are repeating. 2A's or 2N or 2A or 2I like that. Okay. So the answer become 8C4 into 4 factorial. 8C4 into 4 factorial. So 8C4 is 8 into 7 into 6 into 5. 8C4 by 4 factorial. 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 4 factorial plus 3C1 is 3. 7C3, that is 7 into 6 into 5 by 6 into 4 factorial, that is 4 into 3 by 2 cancel, 2 factorial cancel, plus 3C2, that is 3 into 4 factorial is 4 into 3 by into 2 factorial, 1 2 factorial cancel, 1 2 remaining. That's equal to 4 factorial cancel. 8 7s are 56 into 6 5s are 30 plus 6 cancel, 3 sevens are 21, 3 sevens are 21, 21 into 5, that is 105 into 12 plus 2, 2 3s are 6, 3 6 are 18. Now just multiply and add, you will get answer is 2454. Okay, just do the calculation, you will get the answer. So this way you have to choose. All the 4 are different, first case, and any 2 are repeating, that is second case, and both are repeating. That means 2 you have to choose 2a or 2n or 2i, 2a, like that. Okay, all the 2 are repeating. All 3 cases you have to add, you will get the answer. The next, find the sum. The same question is there, the same type question is there in the first shift of 8th. This is another question, the same type. So sigma n equal to 1 to 7, n equal to 1 to 7, n square plus n square plus n into 2n plus 1 divided by 4. That 1 by 4 you can take it out from sigma. So 1 by 4 into sigma n equal to 1 to 7, 2n cube plus 2n square plus n square, that is 3n square, 2n square plus n square, 3n square plus n. That's equal to 1 by 4 into 2 into sigma n cube. Sigma n cube is n square into n plus 1 whole square by 4. So 7 square into n plus 1 whole square, that is 8 square by 4, plus 3 into sigma n square, that is n into 7 into n plus 1 into 8 into 2n plus 1, that is 15, 2 into 7, 14 plus 1, 15 by 6, plus sigma n, that is n into n plus 1 by 2, 7 into 8 by 2. So 1 by 4 into this 4, 1 by 4 when you multiply inside, the first term 1 4 and 2 cancel, here 2 4s are 8, at 8 and 1 8 cancel. So when you take 1 by 4 inside, the first term become 49 into 8, that's remaining 49 into 8 plus, and this term 3 6 cancel 2 8 cancel 4, and this 4 and this 4 will cancel, then 7 into 15 is remaining. So 10 sevens are 70, 5 sevens are 35, so 105 plus, and here this 2 8 cancel 4, and 4 and outside 4 cancel, then 7 is remaining. Then 49 into 4, 9 8s are 56, so 6 5, 4 8s are 32 plus 5 37, 376 plus 105 plus 7. So this is 112. So 112 plus 376. 376 plus 112. So 8, 4. 2 plus 6, 8. 1 plus 7, 8. So answer is 504. We can check once more. 1 by 4 into 2 into 7 square. 7 square. 7 square into n square into n plus 1 whole square, n plus 1 whole square by 4, plus 3 into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6, plus 7 into 8 by 2, then 1 by 4 into 7 square into 8 square by 4, that 4 and 2 cancel 2 and 2 4s are 8, that 1 8 cancel, then 8 into 7 square is 49, plus here 6 and 3 cancel 2, 2 and 8 cancel 4, 4 and 4 cancel, then 7 into 15, 10 sevens are 70, plus 5 sevens are 35, so 105, plus here 2 8 4 4 4 cancel 7, 7 plus this one 9 8s are 56, so 6, 9 8s are 72, yes, here is the correction, yes, 49 into 8. So 9 8s are 72, 7 remaining. 4 8s are 32, so 392. So 392 plus 112. So 2 plus 2 4. Yes. 2 plus 2 4. 1 plus 9 0 10 5. So answer is 504. Okay, that is the correct answer. 504. Then we can move to the next question. Let f of x be a polynomial of degree 3 such that f of minus 1, f of 1 is given. F of x has a critical point at x equal to minus 1 and f dash of x has a critical point at x equal to 1. If f of x has a critical point when f dash of x equal to 0, then we can say f of x has a critical point. So f dash of x as a critical point means f double dash of x equal to 0. That time you will get f dash of x as a critical point. So f dash of x as a critical point at x equal to 1. That means f double dash of 1 becomes 0. Because f dash of a equal to 0, then x equal to a is the critical point of f of x. So f double dash of a equal to 0, then x equal to a is the critical point of f dash. So f dash has a critical point at x equal to 1. So we can say f dash double dash of 1 equal to 0. That means x equal to 1 is a factor of f double dash. So we can write f double dash of x is equal to lambda into x minus 1. Because x minus 1 will be there, then only x equal to 1 critical point you will get. So lambda will be a constant. So f double dash of x equal to lambda into x minus 1. Just integrate this equation. You will get f dash of x is equal to, integrate on both sides. Then you will get f dash of x is equal to lambda into x minus 1 all square by 2 plus c. C is integration constant. C is integration constant. Question number 1. Now, if f of x has a critical point at x equal to minus 1, what is it meaning? F of x has a critical point at x equal to minus 1 means f dash of minus 1 becomes 0. F dash of x equal to 0, you will get x equal to minus 1. That means f dash of minus 1 equal to 0. So just put x equal to minus 1 here. When you put x equal to minus 1, this become f dash of minus 1. F dash of minus 1 is equal to lambda into minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. Minus 2 square is 4. 4 by 2 is 2 plus c. F dash of minus 1 is 0. So we got 2 lambda plus c is equal to 0. That implies c is equal to minus 2 lambda. So we got c equal to minus 2 lambda. We can substitute in that equation. So f dash of x is equal to lambda into x minus 1 the whole square by 2 plus c. C is minus 2 lambda. Then again integrating this equation. Then f dash of x integral is f of x is equal to lambda by 2 into x minus 1 whole square. Its integral is x minus 1 the whole cube by 3. X minus 1 whole square integral is whole cube by 3 minus 2 lambda into x plus integration constant we can put mu. Another constant is mu or another constant. Then question is given f of 1 is minus 6 and f of minus 1 is 10. F of 1 is minus 6. So f of 1 is equal to minus 6 and f of 1 is equal to minus 6. F of 1 is equal to minus 6 and f of minus 1 equal to 10. F of minus 1 is equal to 10. So f of minus 1 is equal to 10. F of 1 equal to minus 6 implies when put x equal to 1 here. So minus 6 is equal to when x equal to 1, here 1 minus 1, this time becomes 0. Here x equal to 1, it become minus 2 lambda plus mu. So we got mu minus 2 lambda is equal to minus 6 or 2 lambda multiply with the minus sign, 2 lambda minus mu. 2 lambda minus mu is equal to 6. Multiply throughout by negative sign. That is equation number 1. Then f of minus 1 equal to 10. So f of minus 1, put x equal to minus 1, this become 10. So 10 is equal to here lambda by 2 into lambda by 6 into minus 1 minus 1 that is minus 2 cube that is minus 8. Minus 2 cube is minus 8 minus 2 lambda into minus 1. So plus 2 lambda plus mu. That is 6 and 8 cancel. So 3 and 4. So we got mu mu 2 lambda minus 4 by 3 lambda. 2 lambda minus 4 by 3 lambda is equal to 10. That is 6 lambda minus, so you can throughout multiplied by 3, the equation throughout multiplied by 3, then 3 mu here 6 lambda, here it become multiplied by 6 lambda minus 4 lambda, that is 2 lambda plus 2 lambda is equal to 30. So we got 2 lambda plus 3 mu is equal to 30, equation number 2. Just minus both equation. Then 3 mu minus mu, 4 mu is equal to 30 minus 6, that is 24. So we got mu is equal to 6. When mu equal to substitute in this equation, then 2 lambda is equal to 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6, that is 12. That is lambda is equal to 6. So we got mu equal to 6 and lambda equal to 6. Substitute these values in f of x. So f of x is equal to, then what is the question? Question, f of x be a polynomial of third degree and f of x has a critical point, then f of x has local minimum at x equal to. If it has local minimum means f dash of x equal to 0 at x equal to which point? That's the question. Okay. So f dash of x already we got. There we can substitute. So f dash of x, in that f dash of x we can substitute the value of lambda. In that f dash of x we can substitute the value of lambda. Okay, this is f dash of x, equation number b we can put. In that equation we can substitute the value of lambda and mu. Only lambda is there, so we can substitute the value of lambda. So when you substitute, you will get f dash of x is equal to lambda is equal to 6. So 6 by 2, 3 into x minus 1 whole square, 3 into x square minus 2x plus 1 minus 2 lambda, so 24 minus 24, lambda is 6, so 12 minus 12, that is 3x square minus 6x plus 3 minus 12 is minus 9. So 1 3 is common, so 3 into x square minus 2x minus 3, that is 3 into sum x minus 3 x plus 1, x minus 3 into x plus 1, x minus 3 into x plus 1. So sum is minus 2, product is minus 3. So you got two critical point, x equal to 3 and x equal to minus 1. So x equal to 3, the point x equal to 3, x equal to minus 1 already given, one critical point of f. So the other critical point is x equal to 3. So x equal to 3, f double dash, if you put x equal to 3 here, f double dash become 6 into 3 minus 1. X 6 into 3 minus 1, f double dash become 6 into f double dash of 3 is equal to 6 into 2, it is 12, it is greater than 0, positive. So positive means minimum. So the local minimum at x equal to 3. So answer is at x equal to 3, it has a local minimum. Okay. Then we move to the last question. Okay, that question is from trigonometry. The last question. So root 2 sin alpha by, what is root of 1 plus cos 2 alpha? 1 plus cos 2 alpha by 2 is cos square alpha. So 1 plus 2, that is root 2 cos alpha. Cos square alpha will come, when you take square root become cos alpha. That is equal to 1 by 7. That is tan alpha is equal to 1 by 7. So we got tan alpha is 1 by 7. Root of 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2, that is sin square theta. So sin beta is equal to root of sin square beta. That is sin beta. Sin beta is equal to 1 by root 10. Sin, this is hypotenuse, this is opposite. So adjacent is equal to 10 minus 1 root of, so hypotenuse square minus opposite square. So root 9, that is equal to 3. Therefore tan beta is equal to opposite 1 by adjacent, that is 3. So 1 by 3. So we got tan beta is 1 by 3, tan alpha is 1 by 7. We need to find tan of alpha plus 2 beta. So first find tan beta, tan 2 beta is equal to tan 2 theta. Tan 2 theta is 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan square beta. That is tan 2 theta. 2 tan theta by 1 minus tan square theta. So 2 into tan beta is 1 by 3 by 1 minus 1 by 3 square, that is 1 by 9. That's equal to 2 by 3 by 9 minus 1, that is 8 by 9. 3 cancel 3, 2, 8 cancel 4, 3 will be on the top, so 3 by 4. So we got tan 2 beta value is 3 by 4. Therefore, tan alpha plus 2 beta. Question is find tan alpha plus 2 beta. So tan alpha plus 2 beta is equal to tan alpha plus 2 beta is equal to tan alpha plus tan 2 beta divided by 1 minus tan alpha into tan 2 beta. That's equal to tan alpha. Tan alpha you got 1 by 7. So 1 by 7 plus tan 2 beta, that is 3 by 4 divided by 1 minus 1 by 7 into 3 by 4. That's equal to 4 plus 3 sevens are 21 by 4 into 7 will cancel. So 7 fours are 28 minus 3 by 4 sevens are cancel. So 25 by 25. So answer is 1. Okay, so the correct answer is 1. So this is the last question. So we finished all the questions of 8th January 2020 JEE Mains second shift paper. Okay, that second shift paper we finished almost all the questions. It's an average paper, not that much difficult. Okay, not that much easy. It's an average kind of paper. Okay.